show. Live on Twitch this time with the guys. We got a whole crew with us.
Hey!
We got a whole crew with us.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Money Match Gaming Talk Show. Today, May 24th, the 1-year anniversary of Overwatch. So today's topic that we will be discussing is the Overwatch anniversary event, as well as this past year of Overwatch. What did you like? What didn't you like? What kind of hot takes does Lance have? I know he has some. Anyone who does not know me, I am Dan Estrada. You might know me from the Money Match Gaming podcast. Probably not. You might know me from Dan Estrada, Ask Dan Estrada stuff on Instagram. Probably not. Now you know me. What's up?
Hey.
We also have Lance here.
What's good? AKA the Infinite.
AKA the Infinite. We got Papa Smurf, AKA Alvin here. And he's going to say stuff, yeah?
Yeah, I'm Smurf.
Yeah.
I'm Smurf. Yeah.
And we got David here. David, do you have an AKA?
I'm the D, man.
The D.
I'm always giving people the
Dave the D for giving the D. All right, guys. Well, if you're here with us, we're glad you're here with us. If you're not, then I'm talking to empty space, and I'm okay with that. So let's talk about it. Overwatch anniversary event. Has any of you guys played it yet?
I haven't. I have. In fact, I've been playing it since I got home from work.
And so what have you done? What have you done so far?
All right. So the first thing I did when I got home was realized, okay, I want loot boxes. How do we get loot boxes? Arcade mode. Well, they've actually introduced a couple new maps. In case you haven't heard, to Overwatch, we have the new arcade maps, arena style, Necropolis, which is another version of Anubis, Astello, which is El Dorado, and Black Forest, which is another version of Eichenwald.
All right, that's cool.
Now,
that's cool.
Yeah, dude.
You didn't mention anything about May. And I want to be real because it's so rare that May gets something. And
May did get a skin.
May got a beekeeper skin.
Do you like it?
Dude, yeah, I like anything that comes May's way. I wish little bees came at people. I wish they changed the ice. If they changed the ice, I know they did.
That would have been cool. That would have been weird. Like honey instead of
ice. Dude.
Like got him stuck in honey.
Oh, man. Okay, I was thinking she sends bees at them and then they just get gooey in honey. The bees pollinate honey or something like that real quick.
Listen, I like the May skin a lot too. I was playing with my buddy earlier. He was hating on the May skin. I left the party. You know what? Couldn't have it. Didn't need that
I gotta get it. You gotta unlock it though. You can't just buy it.
You can buy it.
You can.
Never mind. I'm gonna buy it.
I think you can buy.
Cool.
3,000 coins, dog.
I'll make a box opening video.
However,
because it's gonna take me a while however many boxes it takes me. I got like almost 200 boxes or something. I'm sure
God.
I got enough.
Dude, I buy boxes because I'm a fucking fiend and I need.
Yeah, I wish you could transfer boxes to people back in because that's kind of like how IGN got started up. Was with WoW, the guys would he'd farm. And then, I don't even know what the fuck it was. I forget. I read this thing so long ago, but he would just farm one task or something like that and get an item, and then he started sell that item, whatever the fuck he would farm, online. And then he would just do it. He just continuously do it. And he'd good at doing multiple items. And he started getting a lot of money. And then he needed it. He's like, all right, it's too much for just me. And he started getting a team of people. And he'd tell his team, this is your job. You'd farm it. And eventually they're just really good at that task. And they're just selling the items to people. And it grew into fucking IGN. That's how IGN got started.
That's actually kind of insane. I didn't know that. But now I hate IGN because I hated gold farmers and any sort of farmers in WoW. And why should I treat them any different?
Why doesn't Overwatch? When Overwatch opens up their loot boxes to that scheme, I am going to be all over it. I am going to be a day trader of loot boxes.
I don't think they will though. I don't see
loot box day trader Smurf
being a thing. Because if they didn't do it then, why would they do it now?
They keep making.
I don't
updates.
know. Who knows?
I don't know. Why you gotta don't crush dreams.
Hey, I'm not trying to crush your dream. I'm just trying to put your dream in the right perspective. But anyway, before we got off on the May tangent, David was telling us about the new maps. Dave the D.
It was important.
So tell us a little bit about these new maps. I haven't played on any of them. I honestly just thought they were additional maps for the 3v3 and 1v1 mode, but it's a new mode. associated with it, right?
It's entirely a new mode. So 3v3 the style, the way that this goes is every team can pick a hero the first round. The thing that changes is when you win, your teammates and the heroes that they picked are now off limits. You have to pick new heroes for every round. So you could be playing Mei the first round and destroy people. But that next round you got to play, you can't play Mei. Neither can your teammates. This creates an interesting dynamic for characters that you're not good with. That
Wait,
you have to play with. So
neither can your teammates?
Neither can your teammates.
Oh,
so
but it's
like
3v3.
Yeah. What is
okay? I was like, what the heck? Because I was like, that's 6. I'm like, how the hell do you get
like, what is it? Is it best of 5? I'm guessing because
it's best of 3. It's best of 3, and on what?
So it's okay.
For 1v1, it's best of 5, and the 1v1s actually changed too. For 1v1s, instead of picking a hero at random for both of you and you playing the same hero, it gives you actually an option for you and your opponent to pick between 3 heroes. Your opponent does not know who you are picking. You don't know who they are picking. And so you get to pick between 3 champions. For example, my first match, I picked Tracer. My opponent picked Roadhog. And surprisingly, I won that matchup quite handily because my opponent was very unskilled with Roadhog.
That's why.
So, yeah, I know, and I'm kind of good also, but
not to toot my own horn,
but yeah, I destroyed a tracer Roadhog with a tracer. It's no big deal. But at the same time, 3v3 has sort of changed in that aspect also. With the draw aspect of it being such a problem with 3v3s when it got down to 1v1 matches, Blizzard has solved this issue by creating an area that you need to be in when the minute mark hits. Both opponents need to be in the area that is designated, and if you are not, you automatically lose the match if your opponent was in that area. So it gives an opportunity for both people to fight each other and to see who wins the exchange and win the match without it being a draw. So draws are like
pretty much gone. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're gone.
That's the way it should be, because draws take like all the fun and excitement out of a game when you get a draw, whether it be in competitive, whether it be in 3v3s, 1v1s, 5v5s, full games, any kind of game. When you get a draw, it just sucks.
Yeah,
like I'd rather play a 30-minute overtime in Rocket League than it ever tell me that there's a draw, and it never does, and I love it for that. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about Overwatch.
I actually don't mind the draws. I just don't like it when it's like consecutive. So it's like when they did have the draw problem, it was kind of like, well,
most games you're drawing.
Right. You would go and you'd start your competitive matchmaking setup, at the beginning of every season, and 4 out of your 5 games are draws, and it's like that's trash.
Exactly, and that's why I like the new system where they do it by like exactly how far you pushed it. Like I was in a game this morning, I was playing competitive, and this guy was upset because he was like, we didn't get the first point, and neither did they. How did they win? And I was like, they pushed it a little bit further than we did. And he was really bummed about that. But I was like, yeah, but, I mean, we lost, okay, but I'd rather have a loss than a draw at the end of the day. I mean, yeah, my SR goes down, but I just feel better about not being like, oh, they were equally as good as us.
Yeah, draws kind of make you feel like you wasted your time.
Exactly, yeah. You don't get any points for it still. Like, it feels like a loss that you really don't, deserve.
Exactly.
You worked hard for a loss. So, I mean, I'd rather work hard and lose and actually, deserve the loss I get than be like, oh, man, we did it. We did the same.
We did the same.
So another aspect that I want to touch on a little bit before we kind of delve into that is we did mention that Mei did get a new skin. I sent my boy Alvin a link, who will provide a link in the video to an IGN a silicorna.com that provides all the skins for all the heroes for this event. We have Pharah, we have Soldier 76, Diva, Tracer, Hanzo, Mei, Zarya, Bastion, Genji, Symmetra, Lucy.
Not everybody.
And not everybody, because that's it, you dumbass.
All right, so have you guys all seen all the skins so far?
Yes, I have.
Lance?
They're sexy. Yeah. Well, Maze is a sexy. Maze and Tracer. Tracer's got a sexy one.
I hate Maze.
Oh man, we got
Maze got a sexy one.
All right,
Diva's
so
got
all
a
right,
sexy one. It's like not a. It's like almost unfair that Diva's got the cop one and this one coming out so quickly.
it's true. This one's pretty great. But all right, so what's everybody's like top 2 skins that came out in this event?
Well, technically, real quick, I actually didn't get to see the skins.
Oh, let me
Currently,
provide
my
you with a link.
computer's crashing, and so I'm using my wife's computer, which
Oh, well,
makes
look-
this a little.
Look at the link I provided.
No,
Oh,
aren't I sharing with you, bro?
Yeah, I
I'm
can
pretty sure
kind
I
of see him. Um,
I mean, I don't know what else I can do. Yeah, we can go through for you.
all right, all right.
All right, well, while
See
you
you
show
along
the
here.
skins off to Lance, I'll talk about my favorite skins and my
Booty.
2 favorite that I saw. I got the Lucio one, which I'm really excited about because it's a jazzy Lucio that's like made out of trumpets, and his music changes to fit the jazzy theme, which I was super
Really?
excited about.
I did not
it's
know
awesome.
that. That's
yeah.
badass.
When you're in heal mode, it starts off with like this nice little piano riff, and then when you're in speed mode, it opens up with this like huge horn section. It's really
fucking
cool.
Power Ranger.
Yeah,
Power Ranger.
it's really dope.
That's
and then
awesome.
the other one that I really like, well, I guess there's 3 that I really like. The other one the second one I really like is Genji's.
Man.
He was Alvin just said something about it being a Power Ranger. That's exactly what it looks like.
It's like Power Ranger,
It's
beautiful
awesome.
Joe, beautiful
It's-
Joe looking.
Yeah, the wonderful 101. It shit looks dope, man. I'm a big fan of Genji's new skin.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah,
the
that's
number
tough.
3, I would say, it was also mentioned Diva. I love like pinup Diva and her little like car with the air freshener. The little air freshener is a great touch. I think it's dope. I think those are my favorite skins. Lance, you've seen him now. What do you think?
I definitely like Hanzo's and Tracers the most,
Back that
as
up.
what I can see. I think like I'm a big guy of like capturing soul, and if you guys don't know, like I kind of had a whole rant about it. Me and Dan's last podcast about movies. I'm about catching the energy and the soul of characters and stories and so on and so forth. And I think those best represent those characters. Like I could see Tracer actually wearing that, which is really cool, because I mean it just goes to her character. And Hanzo's the same way. He looks like a ninja, and that's pretty badass.
My only problem with
And
the
then
Hanzo skin is to me it looks just like the Soldier 76 skin that he got, just slightly more Hanzo-y. And I don't like his bow. I think the bow is a little too like it looks like a Nerf bow.
Well, we about
Is what
Hanzo's
my
base.
friend described it.
It looks like a Nerf bow.
But yeah, I think Tracer's looks great. I think the Tracer's one is real cool. I really like, and then there's like a little detail with her gun where it says Tracer Maker on it. Which does that mean her and Widowmaker? Are we shipping it? Maybe. I don't know. Overwatch might be shipping their own shit. Also, the spray cans say Winston on them, which I don't understand. I don't think he invented spray paint, but I don't know.
I mean,
I'm not from
they're
the movie.
friends, So
Yeah.
it's like
I mean, he's
I
like her,
imagine
he's like her,
Winston
like
will get-
her Spider-Man hookup,
Yeah.
Like,
So it's
you
like
know?
one of those situations to where obviously they're probably going to make a Winston something similar. It only makes sense.
Next, the 2-year anniversary, we get spray paint bathing ape Winston.
Winston,
Well,
he's got a ladder
all in,
and some
all
glasses. He's like looking out for. Dave,
I
I
think
think
what's
they're going to
what do you-
start developing, some actual stories with people. So I think people are going to start getting matching skins. So it's like obviously
Yeah.
Tracer hangs out with Winston, so they'll probably get some kind of relationship skin. It just makes sense because that's how they're building. They built,
I'm cool with that. I don't know where the future is going, but I think that's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Alvin, what about you? You like the May skin. What else?
do.
Give us another one.
I gotta
Diva?
say, base skin. No, I like that the Diva one came out so soon. Well, I don't know if it's fair that it came out so soon because I don't get enough good May skin.
Mhm.
I know I made that really personal, but it's personal.
No, you're
It's
right.
personal.
The
So-
only other May skins that came out were the Chinese New Year's ones, and I like those,
They-
except it makes her like weirdly skinny.
It's like they came out. It's like you like them, but you like them because you don't get enough May skins. They're dope. Like
That's
everybody else
true.
has had so many, and you're just like,
Except
yes,
for Hanzo.
just give me a wardrobe change, and I'll be happy because everybody else gets cool ass ones where they're like rocking about holler this or that, So I like when they finally switch it up, like the Santa one and stuff like that was like a cool one. I like this, but yeah. So Big Heaper, definitely a nice one. Nice to see them mix it up. It'd be nice if they mixed it up like a little bit. Oh, I like her Snowball is the name of the bee. It's the little snowball guy. But I like that he's like kind of like a little bee. I say my second has to go to, oh shit, Almost Beautiful Joe over there. But Jazzy, the Lucio one.
Yeah,
He's
so
a sax. He's a sax man. I'm a sax man. Oh, and you know, I just like, oh, and I just like realized the sax was hanging over the shoulder like that. I'm like, you know what? It's pretty,
and it had been so
actually,
long. It had been so
Lucio
long
one.
since we got a good Lucio skin too. Like I had been using the soccer skin since last summer's event.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy to get Jazzy.
I don't even know what I'm
the
using right now. I'm using
changes.
like basic ass Lucio. I don't know. I'm probably still using like the golden one or no. I don't know what I'm using. No, I'm using like
Everyone
the holiday
uses
one.
the frog. Everyone uses the frog.
I'm using the holiday just because I was like, it doesn't matter.
All right.
Yeah.
What about you, Dave? The D.
The D.
Here too.
I gotta say, all three of my mains got skins for this event, so I'm extremely happy. The number one skin I am most stoked to get is Zarya. She hasn't had a cool skin, and
I'm glad you said that because I really like the Zarya skin, and I was kind of upset that none of us had said it, but I also didn't say it.
I mean, Zarya is my main.
It's great.
Oh, I love it, and the fact of the matter is, she doesn't look like anything ridiculous, but she looks like a dope Power Ranger, like a sick, bulky.
Yeah, she just looks like a badass. Yeah.
She does. She looks extremely badass. That I'm extremely pumped to get. I just got the Diva skin in my first loot box.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm extremely happy with that. Zarya's is called Siberian.
Siberian.
Siberian. And
Siberian, yeah.
What's Diva's called? Diva's is called
Cruiser.
Is it called?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm looking at it right now.
And I'd probably say my next one is Oasis for Symmetra, who is my third main.
That's a cool one too, and that's another one that we didn't talk about. So I'm glad you picked the skins you did, and I'm glad that none of us picked Soldier 76 or Bastion because those are both mediocre skins at best. Do better. Oh
shit, dude! I didn't even notice Soldiers, so he's fucking got camo on.
Bastions and Soldiers are the lamest.
They're both orange.
Soldiers
they
so
should stand
weird.
out, but
it's so weird.
Maybe it's because
half robot soldier.
I'm just tired of them.
However, now. Say, I will give Soldier as much crap as I want for his skin, but his voice line, I loved it. All it is "I'm not your father," and it's my favorite thing to spam in games now. I'm Soldier running around yelling "I'm not your father" the whole time.
That's nice.
That is funny.
That is good.
They all got dance emotes too. So
they did.
They did all get dance emotes. I don't know if you guys have seen any of those.
We might have to end this video with a dance emote segment or something like that for you guys.
Oh my god.
Where they're
there's a lot of really good ones too. Like since everybody got one,
at some point.
there's some great ones. But I also kind of like that some Overwatch characters just can't dance. Not everybody can dance. Soldier 76 cannot dance. He's not good.
Zarya can't.
Zarya,
I got Zarya's.
Torbjorn, what are you doing, bud?
Torb can't dance? Come on.
But then, and then you get
the Elaine Bennett going on.
You need to check out the Reaper one. The Reaper one is so good.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Oh,
He
God,
just slightly taps his foot. He just slightly taps his foot and his finger. That's it. I'm like, yeah, I dig it.
My dude.
They're each 750 gold, which is quite a bit.
Yeah,
honestly.
That's cool. I'm gonna have to get it.
Yeah.
We're also gonna have to have a loot box opening segment.
Dances drop pretty well in the boxes. Like I bought 20 loot boxes because, like we said, I'm a fiend and it's like crack for me opening loot boxes. And I got all of one Bastion skin, which I was super excited about. Kill myself, but then I got like 8 dance emotes, and I was really happy with it. I got the Lucio one. I got the whole new Lucio set, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, dance emotes were dope. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of this update for the most part. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, my only problem is the background feels a little bit too white at times, which is a ridiculous complaint, but that's the one I have.
It's like,
I'd say Reapers was supposed to be some kind of ballerina dance, just because of I don't know. I've seen enough memes of him, ballerina dancing while he's shooting people with shotguns. What's her name?
Got ballerina dance. Widowmaker.
Oh, did
Also,
she?
they gave Reaper, and this is for all loot boxes. They added this to the main loot box. The little shrug that he had in the most recent comic. I don't know if any of you guys read it, but they like he's just like, and they gave it to him, an emote of it and a victory pose of it, and I was really happy about that because I think they both look great. Yeah, man. So what else? Do you guys want to talk anything else about this event currently going on?
All right. Well, competitive season ends in 5 days.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's been a long, hard, grueling route, but none of us hit diamond.
Yep.
I blame the bug. I blame the May bug.
Strong in gold from my 10 games of placement.
If not for the May bug, I would have gone up that 1,000 points and not down.
If you say so.
I mean, because like it didn't affect me on like headshots and stuff. I would still be getting gold on like my teams, but it affected like my alts. Like it just didn't freeze people, and I would still freeze people in my alts, but some like a few of them would get out, and I'd only get like 2 people on the alt or something like that. And that I'm like, it affects it when you get like 4 versus 2. So I don't know, that did affect it, I guess. It's still like carrying, but whatever.
Okay.
Shit happen.
Shit happens.
Shit happens.
It does in fact happen.
All right, so now that the first year of Overwatch is over, some people play it more than others. It's a great game. I enjoy it. I don't play it as much as everybody, but I do really enjoy it. And I think that we should talk about this past year. What do you think were things that you think Blizzard did well with this year? Things that they can improve upon, things that you really like, things you want to see more of. Let's talk about it. Year one. Let's start. Alvin, let's go.
I'm gonna start. I think
You are.
what I'm happiest with them is like those are the first time. Well, not just Bay introducing me to my waifu, but also just like the whole like the development of the game, I guess, and the team behind the game, because I mean it's not like it's the first game that's done this, but it's nice when you do get a game that's competitive, and then they keep tweaking it. They tweak the competitive aspects by giving you like new game modes and things like that in the same game, as well as dropping off things like different costumes and shit. And it seems like saying those things, it seems like they're putting together the pieces of the puzzle that a lot of other companies that have been dropping the ball on, or that are still dropping the ball on. So like for instance, like and it's not to say that some of these games that I might list haven't done this, but they don't do it on the same extent. But like one of the first games I believe that I really liked, there was doing this type of stuff, like when a new map came out in Halo and you didn't have to pay for it. You're like, oh, a new Halo map, I don't have to pay for it. Cool, but that doesn't happen very often.
No, because most maps are paid.
Right, and you're not getting like you're not getting all sorts of like new armor and shit like that until new shit like that's not happening until the next game. And rarely does the community talk about whether or not the shotgun is getting boosted. Up close and shit like that. So all that shit is very transparent. Because I'm back in like the Halo 2 days and shit like that. I don't know if there was a community around that, but if there was, it wasn't reaching it to me at the time. I was also very young at the time. But talking about they tweaked the shotgun last week, so now it's a little bit further. Oh, they said it was a little bit too strong. They pulled it back a little. You weren't really hearing that, but it's very transparent with this game. Like if you heard that in Mortal Kombat and other games, it'd be very nice. Like games like Smash Bros. Also do that, where they're like a little bit transparent. But you get it a lot in this one. And Smash Bros. Is transparent with a lot of their updates, but they're not with things like or where they don't keep up with Overwatch is on things like costume changes, where like. It's a huge community in Smash Bros. The modding community is huge. It's huge. Like people just love doing it. And I don't know. If I was them, I might just fucking open it up to people and like make it easier for them. They're gonna fucking if you're not gonna stop them, Nintendo. If you're like happy they're doing it, then why not make it easier and like let it grow that much more? Because people be happy to they're happy to make that shit. You just make it a little bit difficult for them to then upload it, even though you're cool with it. But Overwatch, they don't have people making those skins and whatnot for them. But they do give you tons of ones, and the ways that they provide those and the way that you can get those is awesome. It's like what you originally start Smash Bros with, and then you like somewhere around 900 matches that ends. um, because you like, oh, I got all the little costume changes and whatever
exactly.
So it's nice that they just keep up with that. And there's a lot of other games that do that, but just the different areas that they keep up with that in. Other games.
I really like the word you use there, transparency. And I don't think like a lot of people give the Overwatch team enough credit for that because they're super open with everything. Where they're responding on forum posts. You don't see a lot of other like big game developers doing that, like responding to just random forum posts on, is this character gonna get a skin? Jeff Kaplan might just be like, fuck yeah, or nah, not today. Which is cool, which is super dope. Like that guy is an awesome guy just because he cares so much about the community of his games,
Yeah.
Like he takes the time and effort to make sure that people feel included, people feel home when they're playing that game. And it shows, like you said, it's very transparent. There's anytime there's a patch, you get all the full patch notes, including a video of Jeff Kaplan breaking down what exactly happened in the patch. You get constant updates of free DLC, which doesn't separate the player base. It makes it so everybody has all the content available to them and are able to do whatever. And then you have like just constant updates. Even when nothing new is happening, you're still hearing weekly from Jeff or other people on the Overwatch team telling you, this is what we're working on. We're throwing this on the PTR so to see if it'll work better. And I think that's a really, really cool thing for a game and a community to have that kind of like structure,
It's probably the future. It's probably the future of any real successful games in the future.
I hope enough games follow this kind of business model where they can do something like this. And like Overwatch is always going to be profitable because people like me will always buy the loot boxes because we don't have to buy the actual DLC. Like for me, for some reason, I don't know why, even though I get less shit from buying the loot boxes, I'd rather spend $20 every like 5 months or so and buy 20 loot boxes than I would to spend $20 on a map that not everybody has. So I'm not going to be able to play with everybody,
Right. Yeah, because that type of shit is like, and then people are like, oh, you still don't have those characters? And like, I used to like,
right.
It used to be so that like earlier on, and like Xbox started with this tradition, and then Nintendo kept it for a little bit, and they just stopped at one point. But it used to be that like something new would be like released online, and you could buy it, and then after 3 months, the price goes down. And then after 8 months, the price goes down. And then after like 9 months or a year, it's like fucking free.
It's free, yeah.
Yeah, like as far as like DLC type of shit goes like that. Yeah. And people like those companies that I just mentioned, I used to do that more so. And they started to really fall off of the model. The same way that like, demos and shit used to be more like accessible. Like it used to be, you're walking through GameStop and you pick up a disc.
Yeah,
at the fucking door with like 6-7 games on it, and that's a free game. It's 6-7 free games. Here you go.
Yeah, or you buy the magazine that has the one demo you like, but it has like 15 other demos on the same disc.
Yeah, and you get demos. You're just like, oh, cool. I get all these demos. And
that's how I played the first Parappa the Rappa.
Yeah, but it's like
And then I bought Parappa the Rappa.
Yeah, and I'm like, that wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible, But I don't know. They're starting to move away from some of these like other like more so free models. I wouldn't be surprised if they like start really cutting into demos. That's sick, because demos are becoming less, and it's just becoming betas more so than demos. It's sick.
Well, yeah. Now you just get the open beta, or
that's a better model though. Let's be honest.
I mean, I do like there's no reason to cut both.
Yeah, well, because
the
best part about demos is that they exist while the game is in circulation. So you play oh, this was a cool game. Let me go to the store and buy it, or let me go on the marketplace and buy it.
Oh, that's
rather than you have to play it before the game comes out, and then when it comes out, you just
like what you just said is perfect, because like I was just on Steam the other day, and I was looking for, I forget what game I was looking at, but I like to go, like if I'm in Steam, I'm looking at all the reviews and stuff. And so I'm looking at the reviews of it, and I think it was like one of the Star Wars games or something like that. They had it like on like sale for a while, and everybody was like looking back into like one of these Star Wars. No, it was like one of the MMOs. Anyways, like people were like looking into it, whatever the fuck, and there was like some time where they had like a sale. I don't know. It was like their little like test, whatever the fuck, that little sale disc, whatever. I don't know. I don't even think it was Star Wars. It was something else. Anyways, yeah, because it was definitely something with the beta. Anyways, there was a time period where people could have gone in and played, and everybody was like looking to play during this period and like hoping to. And they said a demo, that, like, and that's what got me to click on it. Is the link on fucking Steam said, download this demo, yada yada yada. And then all these people came here for the demo, and it's like, oh, well, the demo was over like a month ago. And it's like,
yeah, exactly.
And it's like, all right, cool. Well, we're all here now, and we'd much rather at least try out the demo than buy this game, which is now like $40. I don't know why it's $40 when before, even like with the demo, it was on sale for like 20 or 15. I saw like a review online saying it was on sale for 15. Now it's 40. Like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah.
And like you don't have like all the reviews that you have recently are not talking about the game. And they're talking about where the fuck is this demo.
Yeah, and now linking that back to Overwatch, Overwatch kind of does something like that because I understand where they're coming from. It's really hard to give out a demo for a multiplayer game because what's to stop someone from making 1 billion accounts and never actually buying the game? But they do like every few months or so have these free play weekends that allow people without the game to play it. Like for example, this weekend, tell your friends. Free play weekend. They can play with you, and if they like the game, they can buy it. If not, they can go fuck off and eat dirt because we don't want them as friends anyway.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. That's perfect model example, and that's another thing the company that I was reading those comments on wasn't doing, where they weren't responding to the comments that people were leaving to say that to say this is what's happening. And then on top of that, there wasn't anything scheduled in the future that anybody could see and be like, oh, there's like another date that I might be able to play this game. It just wasn't there, and it's like that would be nice. That's the type of transparency that you get from one game that you bought like a year ago for whatever the cost, and like you haven't had to spend any money on since.
No,
if you didn't want to, and you could have everything that everybody has with the game at this point. And they've made tons of choices. Yeah, and you just haven't had to do anything, and that's very rare. So
yeah, solid.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was actually going to disagree with you guys until you get mentioned the whole free day weekends, because I'm okay with trial periods and stuff like that instead of demos. I think demos are dead. I mean, like, you just have to think of like the cost of production, the cost of circulating CDs
it doesn't have to be on a CD.
But like, for example, Prey has the demo out where it's just the first level of the game. Like just something small like that.
Yeah, I mean, I like the trial idea, just trial, but I mean, either way it works, it's just, I just don't really see demos being like the way of the future. And I just don't think it's that necessary. Like at the end of the day, you just want to get your hands on it. You want to taste it, and trials are perfect for that, especially for multiplayer games. When you get in single player games, I'm like, demos would probably necessary.
They're nice for that, so but they're not going to convert a sale until 3 months. And like, I could be up at 2 a.m. like, let me buy a game tonight. I need to try the demo first.
Been there.
I need to try the demo. That's me, honestly. I'm like, I need to try the demo first. Where's the demo? All right, if I don't got the demo, I gotta look at some videos online. Is there no demo anywhere? I can't play this shit?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I could have played it 2 months ago. Fuck, I missed it. When's the next sale? Shit, I missed the sale by a month. What do I do?
I missed the sale. Who knows?
I don't know.
Well, your life is just moving at a really weird pace, Alvin, okay? That's a you thing. I don't think that's a demo thing.
Horrible.
You're pacing yourself in a very strange way, and that shows. But anyway, all right. So, Lance, how about you? What did you feel about this past year of Overwatch?
Okay, I'm gonna get philosophical. That's my MO. That's what I do, and I'm scared of like meta locks. I think this is like the perfect game that should be able to avoid these types of things. But like, I don't know. Maybe there's like really toxic parts of the community, and I think that's plaguing many video game kind of communities and stuff like that. People are just toxic.
I think anything with anonymity is just going to create more toxin, any game, any online forum, Reddit, 4chan, whatever, anything where you don't have to straight up say, I'm Dan Estrada, I am 5, you have to show your face or whatever. because that's just how people are. If they don't have anyone to tell them not to be shitty, like you could tell them not to be shitty and they still will, because that's just the nature of the beast, you know?
Yeah, so it's like it's one of those things to where it's like, for me personally, I feel like certain characters have high levels of utility. And I think that's kind of how these meta locks come into play, is they like to build niche characters that don't have enough utility to be played pretty much every map for any specific reasons. I think the defense characters kind of fall in that realm a lot. Like a lot of the times, most people will play them in very niche situations. And like what I like think about the game and how I wanted the game to play out in general was to kind of have a pool of characters that all have strengths and all have enough utility to be played in every situation. That way, when I play the game, I don't feel so, okay, well, they have a Pharah, so we need one of these 4 characters. It has to happen. There's no kind of utility that makes it okay. Well, I have something in my kit that can help me deal with these situations. Certain characters might excel in these situations, and certain characters might not be so good, but it's like not death. Like it's like, okay, well, I didn't have this kind of element, so instantly my team falls apart. And so it's just, I hate entering rooms and then people going, okay, well, we need 2 DPSs, we need 2 tanks, we need 2 supports, all right? And it's like you get into this weird mode to where it's like you can feel the tension before the match starts.
Yeah, I understand what you mean exactly. I mean, especially if I ever see someone auto lock Hanzo, I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna auto lock, quit the fuck this game out.
Right. It's like if the character had enough utility to where people were like, well, I'm gonna insta lose because he picked a character that doesn't have enough utility. So it's like, okay, well, I insta lose because he's not gonna get off him. There's nothing I can do about it, and it's a loss. So that sucks.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I mean, I think that happens with any like kind of certain characters for certain things, but I understand wholeheartedly where you're coming from. It's not always cool to play Torbjorn. Like if you're attacking and playing Torbjorn, you're doing something wrong.
Well,
but
yeah.
I will say on Valskaya, surprisingly, Torbjorn.
Oh, Valskaya, second point, Torbjorn all day.
I mean, like second point, yeah, it is nice because that's why. But like, it tears that front gate open, and like, if he can get in the back, because of that fucking rotate, yeah, it's just his math. Like, because he can get in the pillbox, and then you got a fucking offensive Torbjorn in the pillbox or by the health pack, and it's just like, why is he there?
Yeah,
because it's trouble. It's trouble, and no, you didn't let him get to second. You let him get to 2. Come on, you probably lost 2 people. It's just
probably
at least.
Yeah.
And if he's a good Torb, he already moved, and it's back in the pillbox.
He moved that turret, and you hate life, and it's like, so it's like for me, that's just kind of the takeaway is I just wish that every character had enough utility that I didn't have to get sad inside. Because it hurts my heart. Like, I'm not lying. Like, they hit the characters, and I'm like, fuck, you better hit something, And then the Hanzos never hit anything. They never hit anything.
Oh, my God.
One out of every 5.
Not anything. And it's like, you're not hitting anything.
The main
0 headshots.
What they really need to do is stop making, like, all the really hard characters to play so goddamn cool looking. Because that's the issue. People are like, I want to play as that cool looking character. And it's like, yeah, but you're brain dumb. You can't do it. You cannot play as this character.
Tons of people play him, and he looks terrible. I really don't like his model. It's so.
I'm speaking more so for the Genji and Hanzo. Like everybody likes Genji and Hanzo. They're aesthetically pleasing characters because everybody likes ninjas for some reason. Right. And those are both very high cap characters.
But Genjis I run into aren't bad. It's just the Hanzos. The Hanzos, I'm like,
I've run into a lot of Genjis that are bad on my team.
Oh yeah, like sometimes I don't even notice it.
Genjis on the other team are always the best Genjis I've ever seen. The ones on my team have never been good.
Not even then though. Like most of the time when I run into a Genji, this is the majority of the time. There are occasions when a Genji is just disgusting and he's like wiping the team when he gets ults and shit, and you're like, God damn it. But the majority of the time, if he's on my team, it's like, oh, we just lost. Oh, we had a Genji?
Oh, we had a Genji.
That's the first.
we had a
That's the
Genji.
first scenario. Like, I didn't know, and then people start chatting,
Oh,
talking to
yeah.
chat. They're like, "Yeah, he's been here the whole time." I'm like, "No, seriously," because I didn't
That's-
even see you running out of the gate.
That's one of my favorite parts after the game is looking at who you had on your team and being like, really, I couldn't tell because I don't think they played.
And like, it can happen with Genji so easily because when you fight Genji, most of the time he's kind of like the Tracer type of issue. But I feel like he retreats that much quicker because he doesn't have to self-sustain. And so he's like, "Oh, I'm up on your team. Hey guys, you shirking?
Hey guys,
You shirking? You guys shirking?" And he just throw him like a few at you, and he probably missed the first few. He got like maybe 2 of them to hit you out of whatever the fuck his set is, and then he slashed at you, and now he's gonna run
And
away.
then now he's behind you, so you have to turn around.
Yeah, but he's only
which
gonna throw
takes
about he's
unnecessarily
only gonna throw
long, it
about 2
feels like.
shuriken at you from behind, because then he's got to run away. He doesn't have much health. He didn't do a lot like when he was in there. You might die in this scenario, but should you not, he's just gonna run away. He'll be back in about 10 to 15 seconds. The same amount of time
Just
that
to
it takes.
do it again.
Yep, the same amount of time that it takes one of your teammates to die and start to come back from the spawn. Then Genji will be back. So Genji just died. Because that's what the fuck
Or
he's
he'll
gonna
be
do.
standing in front of your Bastion doing his counter move, and your Bastion will be like, I oblige. I will shoot myself in the head. Because that's how all Bastions on my team are.
really? They're that bad? Like,
Oh my god. Not all. Obviously not all of them, but I feel like I haven't had a good Bastion friend in a while. Actually, that's not true. I have one, but I haven't played with him in a bit.
I just like the Hanzos and the snipers that like I'll be fucking the other team up because and it's always on like Hollywood. So I'm fucking the other team up. It's going down at the hot gates, and the other one the enemy team has a Genji. My team has either a Hanzo or a sniper or Widow. Genji I'm freezing Genji. He's stupid, so he starts doing his self deflect, and that doesn't stop May's freeze. You're gonna freeze. You're gonna freeze. So I'm freezing him anyways. I'm like laughing about it. I'm like, shit. I might try and type while I kill him, and then it's like fun for me. And then either the Hanzo or the Widow shoots at his self deflect and kills me instantly because it was already gonna kill me if it hit me.
Because you're closest, yeah.
Yeah, and then they deflected it. And I'm like, you sons, like, none of you died, but you just killed me for no reason when he was going to freeze. You could have just taken your time, and he was dead. And
Waited.
That's so often. It's so often. That's my team versus Genji.
I'm thinking about it a little bit more, too. And it's like, Scatter pretty much one-shots anything in the fucking game. I don't know why it took so long for me to, like, realize.
If it hits...
Yeah, well, it can one-shot pretty much anything in the game.
Who, Roadhouse Scatter?
No. The scatter shot by Hanzo.
Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous. That's all they need to do is charge and scatter.
Yes, and it's like, it hurts my brain even more when I really, like, think about it.
You see, like, Hanzos that aren't good?
Like, yeah, just, like, scatter shot, please.
Yeah,
like, just aim in a direction and let it fly, because typically it'll kill
you
things.
see someone in a room shoot the scatter shot 90% of the time, they will die.
I'll tell you, like, it was last week with you. You were like in Google Hangouts when we were talking. I was playing, and it was just in a skirmish that I was noticing because like sometimes when a skirmish for a long time, but it was just in a skirmish that this happened. And there was a Hanzo, and like I had a few teammates. He had a few teammates. I'm killing his other teammates, and he's fucking mine up. I'm like watching the health go down, and like even when he hits me, like thank God he wasn't like he killed me like once or twice, and he didn't kill me every time. But like it would be like it's just scatter shots, and like I'm looking at the kill cams. And the only thing, he's not even shooting the other arrow. He's only doing scatter shots. And then he's doing that. And then he's like running around and being evasive until he gets it back. He's not even trying to shoot the other arrow. I mean, that's probably the best Hanzo thing you could do, honestly. Not even waste your time. You're gonna wait 7 to 8 seconds, whatever the hell it is, and then you get another kill. If you just wait a few seconds. Because you don't have to actually hit anybody. He wasn't hitting anyone. It would never even be like within like a foot of me. And I would just die. You'd be like, oh, well, he kind of shot at your foot over where your foot used to be over there. And so you're dead. Like, okay, cool. I like playing this.
All right. What else you want to talk about this year in Overwatch? So you don't like the characters that aren't always useful?
Yeah, I mean, that's really the case. That's really my only gripe. They made a brilliant game. The maps are decent enough, nothing really speaks to my heart or anything, but they're decent maps. I mean, some
better than
some
others.
situation. Well, yeah, because it's like some you're kind of like, okay, well, that last point's really hard to take, and it's like all those like territory maps. It's just kind of like I love them, I enjoy them, I think they're fun, but like sometimes I'm like, should it be this hard? You know, like there's so many team fights that last 4 minutes. And like even in high competitive play, sometimes the fights will last like 4 to 5 minutes, to where everybody's just running back to spawn because they can't capture the point because it's like it's just not spaced properly from the spawning point. You know, it's like when you team wipe somebody like 4 times, like you should probably take the point. That feels right to me. But I've played with Smurf so much to where it's like we're killing things. It feels like we're winning, and then I don't know.
But we're not.
Then we're in over.
That's what, dude. I played a comp game earlier where I thought we had it. I thought we were winning, and then there was a pesky Lucio flying around the middle of the point that I couldn't kill.
Well, it's not even like that with me.
It's like we're just killing them.
Like
we're killing.
We're literally just killing them, and it's like, you know, he's disrupting. He's throwing up walls. They're jumping over walls. You know, and it's like I'm blasting people. I'm dropping rockets in people's faces, and we're talking about how we're owning, and the team's like, "Yeah, we're doing it, guys." And then it's just like overtime, and then they get one.
Keep going.
And it's like we sat here for like 3 minutes on the point. Why can't we win? Like it's like at some point it should. I don't know what it's up. Like, but like seeing how I see it in like competitive play when I watch professional people play on YouTube and shit, you know, it happens to them. So maybe that's something.
It's just part of the game.
You think so?
What about you, Mr. The D? How do you feel about this past year of Overwatch?
Where to begin? I think
where to begin.
I think at the very beginning of the game, they had a lot of characters that weren't properly made. I think Symmetra is probably the biggest point
and
to that.
Symmetra, D.Va too. I think D.Va was fucking not good at launch, just because the way her shield worked was a little bit weird.
Well,
but go on.
Well, really the main point was Symmetra and probably Zenyatta were probably the characters that were developed incorrectly. But you can't really say they were developed incorrectly also because they had no real understanding of how the meta was going to work, how well these characters worked with one another. As the game progressed and as people started to complain and they would see the usage rate of certain heroes drop in competitive play or increase in competitive play, they altered it throughout the year. And I think that was a really good play on Blizzard's part to be proactive on making sure that the meta isn't always a constant thing.
Right.
That
the balance is constantly shifting a little bit.
Yeah, balance is constantly shifting to make sure that
all characters are useful at some point.
There's being utility out of there. And they even saw that the characters that were being used a lot needed to be nerfed in some senses. Some senses that characters would be too powerful. On the Xbox console, I can tell you that during my whole placement period for this season, there was a Bastion nerf that made him
in every game
fucking able to out-heal my damage, which was fucking ridiculous. And you know, then they had the Ana stage when Ana got introduced, and it was the 3 tank meta, where it would just be based off of when and where who's gonna win the ultimate. Like, that was basically the whole meta was working around Ana's ult.
Oh my god, dude, when Ana's ult first came out, it was so broken. And that speed buff. Dude, that speed buff on the Reinhardt was like crack.
Yeah, Ryan would just come at you, just like oh, she ulted the Ryan. It's okay, guys, we can take them.
That charge when you have the speed buff and it's just like.
Just get everybody booms on the.
I'm glad that they had such a proactive way of changing the meta and making sure that characters weren't too overpowered. And frankly, I'll speak for myself. I'm not sure that everybody else is really going to agree with me, but I think this is the most balanced meta right now that the game has ever had. And I think that speaks in volumes to how well these people have done their jobs. Like, for real. And even the buff to Lucio, which everyone was going to complain about, turned out to be an amazingly good buff because
I love
it made
Lucio. Especially like just being able to see shit is cool.
It like
right. Oh yeah, and I do way more damage.
And it just her whole dynamic makes more sense, or his whole dynamic makes more sense now, where you know the radius of which your healing and speed boost is in, versus before the nerf where it was just you had to depend on the number and it was in a ridiculous range. So I'm glad that they've done that. As far as competitive play goes, I think that they do need to work on disconnects. I think it's entirely fucking unfair that I lose 70 SR because somebody else dropped out of my gameplay.
Yeah, that shit is so
And
ridiculous.
I also think it's unfair that if someone leaves on the other team like quickly into the game, then nobody's fucking like. For example, we were playing the other day, me and my buddy. He played as Widowmaker. We were on Route 66. He started the game by team killing their entire team, and I came in my pants. One of their players quit. And we all got knocked back out into the lobby because he messed them up so bad that one of their dudes left and everybody got a free game out of that. And it was just a waste of time. I don't think that should be allowed. Like if someone on the other team loses once the game starts, that sucks. Like it is what it is. And same with if someone on my team.
They just like they don't want to give the winning team like points in that situation, but they'll give you points in the opposite situation, like after like a long
right,
game,
exactly. They'll take away points from you,
so stupid.
But they won't give you points.
Yeah, and that's just the most ridiculous. Because I've been in that exact situation where like I'll start with somebody, it's like, all right, me and my boy are on, let's get it, and then we're just fucking them up, and like they're playing because you're wiping every character, and maybe we get to wipe every character like twice, and then like somebody comes out and they just stop, or they just don't like leave spawn again or whatever the fuck, and then it's like. Okay, but it's like almost 2 minutes into the fucking game. It's like they're like,
the game is over.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
it's been a minute or so of gameplay. They died more. You can die like 3 times in a minute. Honestly, if you just suck, you can go ahead and die get 3 times. That's like horrible.
Especially if you're a fast character.
Yeah, like I mean, like you died the second you came out the gate. You died. You came back out, and then your team wasn't there. You died, and then you come back out again. You're like, fuck this. And it's like it's only been a minute, and the game still will allow you to like boot it back out because you like turned your game off for some shit on Rage. Like,
right.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
So I mean, other than those like little gripes that and some of those are big gripes because, in all honesty, I don't think teams that win against players that only have 5 people from somebody who quit should receive like 70, 80 SR. And they really do need to fix I
think that the teams that win should kind of receive. I don't mind them
still
receive
something.
I think that the teams that lose, if one of your teammates lose and you stay there the whole time, I don't think you should lose as much.
I know.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry for.
I think that it's a little ridiculous also for the amount of SR you might lose for playing a team that is so much higher ranked overall wise. Like you'll see a score that your team's average SR rate is, and you might be 300 points below them, and you might be playing 3 diamonds and you only have platinums on your teams. Your team, if you lose to those players, they're obviously better than you. You should not lose as much SR just because if they stomp the living hell out of you, because they're freaking better.
Right.
And they should
be beating you.
They shouldn't gain a ridiculous amount of SR for beating you because we're lower than you.
They should be better. Yeah.
Yeah, they should be better. And that's the entire gripe as far as me and my friends go all the time when it comes to SR, how much you gain and how much you lose, because it flat out doesn't make fucking sense. And sometimes it's just ridiculously unfair. So I think once those things get fixed, the game will work itself out and become more balanced as far as who's playing on what skill rating. Because I don't believe some of those diamonds are actual fucking diamonds. I think they did well in their placement matches, and I
did really well in my placement matches and still got place gold. I was really bummed. I went like 9-1.
A lot of
yes, I'm gonna be some.
Well. A lot of the SR stuff was a mystery until Jeff explained how they rank it. So they don't rank it per match. They rank it in comparison to you and other people that play your
playing
character.
The same. Yeah.
Yeah. So my Zarya is probably a top tier Zarya, and I'll gain more SR from my Zarya play than I would from my Widowmaker play, which is absolute shit.
Widowmaker play, yeah.
Exactly, but they'll compare you to other people who are using your character. And I'm always in gold with Zarya. I'm always going to do well when it comes to SR. But if I'm forced to play a Lucio one round because my team needs a healer, I'm going to suck ass, and I'm not going to gain as much SR placement wise because I played a team
You're
concept.
just not, yeah.
Okay, so they consider your stats, is what you're saying. So
yeah, they would consider your stats in comparison to that character that you play.
If you wouldn't mind, like, explaining why you think the balance of the game is so perfect, because, like, I'm obviously in a little bit of disagreement based off of what I brought up, you know, and I'm kind of curious of what you actually think makes it.
Well, when you think about it, as far as the way that the game is kind of set up and the way that everybody's damage and, you know, team usage are all kind of spread out, it's extremely balanced. Not one healer out heals somebody else in certain situations. Mercy's a great one-on-one healer. But Lucio will out heal her AoE every time. Like, that's just the basis of his character.
Oh, but there's so many people online that'll argue you about that.
No, it's just how the character's supposed to be designed, because he's designed to heal a giant group of people. Where Mercy's,
I totally agree with that. That's because that's what makes sense, and that's what I see happen. But there are so many people that will just flat out
that'll be like, no, dude. There are people who like hate
Mercy.
Lucio. I don't understand.
Mercy's gonna out heal Lucio. I'm like, no, you want the Mercy because you want the res, right? Like, not just a flat out out heal. Because half the time, like, if it's a stupid Mercy, she might just get stuck on somebody, and then she's actually kind of fucking the team.
And it's a different play style too. Like, Lucio is so much more challenging to play because you have to be able to shift between speed and healing. Like, not enough Lucio players know the difference for when to speed and when to heal. It's not always necessary for you to be healing. As
that speed will help your team fuck some shit up. Or it just helps keeps them, like, sometimes, like, you're a Lucio and yes, you're healing your team and they're in a firefight, but you switching to speed for a second is actually going to keep them alive versus letting them get hit by this fucking shotgun, shell to the face. And so it's like shift, and like all of a sudden your teammates, they just zoom to the fucking. I don't know. It's just so much more helpful. And yeah, you're right. You don't see that enough from like a lot of Lucios, or like, I mean, honestly, I hate it more so when I just see Lucios that are stuck in the other mode and just don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just stuck doing speed, but.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, what are you doing? Please heal us. Heal us.
Yeah.
Why?
And as far as balance goes for other characters, I think that the DPS is kind of very well balanced right now.
Anyone can top the damage chart on any given day.
Yeah, and it all depends on like your character usage, because every character is so uniquely different than the other. Like, Tracer is a flanker. She can wreck teams by herself, but she's got to be hitting targets and she's got to know how to survive on her own. She's not meant to be flanking with the team. She's flanking by herself. And Reaper, he's a tank buster. That's his entire purpose, is to bust tanks. If you're not busting the tanks up as Reaper, you're not doing your job. Yeah, you're getting the squishy sometimes, but that's not your job. Your job is to get the tanks low. And, Genji's an in and outer, sort of like a Tracer, but is meant to kill squishies. Like, he's meant to kill, but he's meant to also deflect and also, like, made to counter other heroes that might be like difficult, like a Bastion. Like a Bastion is extremely hard to counter unless you're a fucking Genji. So I
feel like Tracer is kind of like the distraction, and she's meant to kill your squishies, and Genji's kind of like a disruptor. He goes in, he tactical strikes, and then he leaves. And I think they did a really good job of making that.
Tracer kind of does that too, though.
Well,
and so does Sombra.
Because like Tracer, I feel like has trouble with DPS sometimes. Like, typically, I want to chase down healers. Like, that's what I want to do. And then with Genji, because I'm trying to learn Genji, it's kind of like a situation where it's like, okay, well, that Bastion's being annoying, so let me go annoy him real quick. You jump in, you throw some stars, you jump on his head, you deflect some bullets, and you leave. And then the team comes in and they take care of everything else. And I feel like a lot of times that happens to be the case. Is when I watch even professional players, they kind of go, okay, well, that's who I'm hunting for. They go in, they dash, they kill, they dash out, and it's like, even the description we gave Genji earlier is quite similar.
And as far as defensive players goes, I think everybody plays their role effectively. I don't think Hanzo or any other character is too strong. I think they all have their good dynamic and good play style. And that's why I think the game is probably the most balanced right now. I can't pick out a specific hero and go, he's too fucking strong right now. He's too fucking strong right now.
Yeah, and I think, and I agree with that, because there's at times where at least through this year, where there's times where I could say that for certain characters. Roadhog 3 months ago when I mained Roadhog was absolutely broken, and it was the time of my life. Loved it. But he was way overpowered. Diva constantly goes through phases of being overpowered. You had Ana for a little bit, was like out healing everybody leaps and bounds. And then once again, when we talked about her nano boost, which was stupid ridiculous, you have the time where Reaper was just fucking mutilating everybody. And yeah, I will agree. I think at this stage right now, until the next character, Doomfist, comes out, we're at a good state as far as balance goes. Even Orisa, I think Orisa's a well-balanced character. I didn't like her at first. I've been playing her more.
And
she just has a big head.
And even with that, it makes so much sense of how they did progression of adding the 3 new characters that they did over there. Ana would when you listen to Jeff explain Ana's creation, it just made sense that they needed another fucking healer. And to make her sniper, just put her on par with Widow, because Widow needed a counterpart.
Can I just say that I would appreciate it if you use his last name, because you being on this whole first name basis thing is bothering me.
No, I'll just call him Big Daddy Jeff. I'm gonna call him Big Daddy Jeff.
Big Daddy J Dog.
He said it's Zaddy now.
Yeah. But Big Daddy But Big Daddy Jeff goes through like all these understandable introductions of these characters. Orisa, they needed another Reinhardt. They needed another character that was similar to Reinhardt. Now, I don't think that her usage rate and her validity is going to be in comparison to Reinhardt, because she can't move her fucking shield. I mean, she can, but it doesn't move with your team. It's stationary.
Unless you put it on a payload, and then you can't really stand behind it.
Right, exactly. And then like one character besides Bastion is probably standing behind it. So it just doesn't. As much as they tried to make her a
anchor,
another option besides Reinhardt for a shield basis, Reinhardt's still a more effective character.
I mean, I do love her shield though.
Sombra's probably the most interesting character that I don't think has met her true of what she's going to be. But a lot of people in the meta right now who are playing at the pro level are using her as a healer and just hacking every loot box or hacking every heal box they can. That. And and just using her as a healing option.
That's kind of cool.
Frankly, that
I really like a good Sombra player. You don't see a lot of them, but like my buddy was playing the other day and he had 58 people hacks in one game, and I was like, that was cool. I got to shoot Reinhardt in the face a lot. I don't normally get to do that. So yeah, Sombras are cool. All right, so we'll end with one more question to everybody. Take as long or as short to answer. Would you like going forward in year 2? I will start. I would like. I don't know. I'm really happy that the way they're taking this, the speed they're taking this game, the direction they're taking this game. I know that they plan on reusing these events, and I think they said they wanted to add a couple more. I hope they get to a point where at every given time there's an event and no downtime. I don't think they'll ever get to that, because Jeff kind of said that he didn't want it to be like that, and I think that's a little bit of a mistake, because the events are what get me to play, and a lot of people to play. I mean, not everybody. There's people that play constantly, but I'll go during downtimes of events. I'll go down, I'll play a different game, whether it be Persona or Kingdom Hearts or Titanfall or something. And then when a new event comes out, I'm like, oh, I got to be on Overwatch for the next 3 weeks and nothing else, because Overwatch is life right now. So I'd like to see that. Well, Dave, what do you think? We ended with you last time. We'll start with you this time. Things in the future.
as far as the future goes with Overwatch, I'm hoping that I'm hoping for a lot of the same. Honestly, I love the way the game is designed. I love the way that it's structured. Besides SR rankings, I absolutely enjoy playing being able to play all these different types of characters and learning how to play new characters so that I'm better suited for my team. And as far as loot boxes and events, I think they're fantastic. I love the amount that we're getting. It's not feeling like there's not enough. Almost it feels like it's just the right amount, and it brings me and my friends together, and we all just compare like who got whose skin. Like I'm the first one to get the legendary skin out of this event, and all my friends are jelly fucking haters right
Nobody
now.
wanted the skin that you got though. Like,
The skin
what are
is
you
fucking
talking
dope,
about?
man.
You
What
just
are you
made
talking
shit
about?
up. You just made shit up. How often do you make up shit like that?
Dude, check my
when you
Snapchat, bro.
when you talk, like, I just want to know now because what about your snap? That's not gonna make me jelly of this. Did you get a beekeeper? Did you get a beekeeper?
Did you?
I don't need a beekeeper, bro. I don't want a beekeeper.
If you don't have
Nobody
a
else. The whole
beekeeper,
point.
a
The
graffiti
whole point is
artist,
that I've got a legendary.
or
Nobody else
if
got
you
a
don't have a
legendary.
beekeeper, a graffiti artist, or a jazz musician, I don't care.
I got a jazz musician, so Alvin
Bro,
cares
I'll
about
get a
me.
All right,
jazz
see, yeah. So Dan beat you to the punch. Everybody's peanut butter and jelly about him, but
Bro, I'm a little jelly, Dan. I do want that jazz skin.
Right.
But,
You said you play on Xbox, right?
I do in fact play on it.
We'll talk after this game. We'll play some games. We'll get you that. We'll get you a jazz skin.
Woo! Love that. But yeah, I love everything, the direction that this is going. I want some SR changes, but other than that, Big Daddy Jeff, keep doing what you're doing.
Big Zaddy Jeff.
Zaddy.
Zaddy Zane. All right. So, what about you, Lance? What do you want to see in year 2?
Okay. Again, I'm kind of the philosophical guy. That's just what I am. I can't avoid it. I actually want them to kind of for specific kind of comps that have like emerged the scene. So it's like there's the dive comps, and then there's kind of the stationary anchor comps, and there's like these extreme like flanker comps. It's like how I break it down. Now I don't watch a lot of the competitive tournaments themselves, so there's probably better words for those, but I do know there is a dive comp. And I feel like, like they could get really cool with how they develop the characters to kind of meet those
three
team
kind of
designs.
facets.
Yeah. So it's like from those perspectives, it's like it creates more complexity to the game. So it's like, all right, well, instead of people going, oh, blah, 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 I want to play this character, I want to play this character, it can level up and go, hey guys, do you want to play a dive comp? Hey guys, do you guys want to play a heavy flank comp? Hey guys, do you want to play a heavy tank? Or just the traditional playstyle, which is a Reinhardt who anchors the team and everybody fires behind it and you look for pickoffs. It's like I really enjoy that aspect of the game design. I think that's like the coolest part for me, and it gets me the most excited because if they start doing that, then they got way more complex game that evolves over time because new kind of compositions will create or will form, and the game will continue to evolve and get better. And that's like the most exciting thing for me. And I'm like, not sure if you can tell, I'm moving my hands and stuff like that.
You're feeling it.
Yeah, because that's like really cool.
Yeah.
And that's like the coolest thing that actually formed for me is I was like, okay, well, I can see the potential and that feels good. And it feels like they're kind of moving in that direction. I just think the introductions of characters are kind of slow. And I understand why. It's not really slow. It's slow in the sense that these kinds of strategies are going to form slowly because there's just not enough characters that provide that kind of role to add enough diversity for people to kind of break down comps that way. But that's definitely the most exciting thing for me.
All right. And what about you, Vin? What are you looking forward to year 2 Overwatch?
Year 2 Overwatch. I would like to see a few more dope May emotes.
All right.
Well,
what are you looking for? What do you
skins?
want specifically May to do? Maybe Zaddy Jeff is listening and he will hear you because he hears a lot of random shit that I don't think he should.
I would like you to get a little bit more creative with the things that May does with some of these skins. You got like everybody else kind of rocking out and doing this and that. And don't be afraid to let the May fly either. You know,
Her dance is
think,
straight out of an anime.
yeah, I do
think it's
like
kinda
the
cool.
May dance. I'd say, you know, we're looking for something special this summer. You know, just saying from
Ooh.
May Nation, we're looking for something special this summer.
May
I would,
Summer Games?
yeah,
Summer Mains?
I mean, we just, you know, we want to see what you pull together for us. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget about us. I'd also like, you know, like the D said, I like some switch up in the SR situation and the comp to be a little bit more consistent with whatever they're doing, as well as like, you know, just fixing those little tweaks with like levers and shit like that. Because the lever situation is like horrible, and like being somebody who like generally I'm like just around gold and like gold to like plat like and back and forth within like the 26 to like 2000 range or something like that. But I did have that drop where I went down to like 1200 or so, and it is so fucking toxic down there. My God,
Yeah, that's what my brother was telling me.
I was so like, you know, when I was like, you know, I'm still up in like the range that I'm normally at right now. And you know, I was like pissed before because I'm like, oh, you know, I'm not going up. I'm not going up. It's like really stagnant. This and that. This is bullshit. And then like the bug hit, and then like I dropped like super far or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, oh, and I feel like a lot of it's because like my team just got toxic because they're like, oh, there's a bug, and I'm like, I know there's a bug. I'm just gonna get headshots, and then like they're complaining to me. Meanwhile, I got like 35 kills, and they're like, oh, it's your fault, and I'm like, why do I have the most kills and like damage, and you're talking about it's my fault? Like, it's your fault. You should be doing something during this bug as well. And it's because they were doing stupid shit like choosing Torbjorn, who also, or like somebody else who also had a bug. They didn't know about that, but they wanted to complain to somebody else. Regardless, so toxic.
Yeah, my brother's
there.
like a silver low gold player, and he's been telling me that the lower SR you are, the more toxic it is, which seems crazy, but like, cause like at the like I was reading this article about, you know, the Hanjo dude, the dude who went all the way down to 1 SR, just playing Hanzo, and he said like, even though like he said, obviously the people at that level, like the 100 SR, are just terrible.
Yeah,
like really don't have to try to do anything. They're still like really shitty to each other.
Yeah.
Like, and it doesn't make any sense because he's like, dude, I don't even have to like seriously put an effort forward, and I can probably take down the whole team.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, they're all mean to each other.
Yeah, like I would be in those games and like I'd be tearing shit up. My team would just be like, on like you can't see what people have, and my team would just be like on my ass. Like maybe I put up a wall in a situation where like for instance, here's a situation where our Reinhardt was like got trapped by a Junkrat, and we had just taken out their Rhine. I helped take him out. I was shooting him from the backside after I jumped down from the building on I forget what the fuck this map is. Anyways, shooting the guy from the back. We take out like 2 of them, and then their Mercy reses them, and our Reinhardt is like stuck in this Junkrat trap. So their Reinhardt comes out of it and is immediately swinging. So I use a wall, put it underneath my Reinhardt's feet, and like boost him up in the air, which like momentarily pins him up against the top, and then he starts moving out of it, moves backwards and behind the wall. Meanwhile, the other team, Reinhardt and Junkrat, are just like breaking the shit out of the wall, like hella damage into the ship. Anyways, Reinhardt survives. He's screaming at me on the mic. Yo, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? I'm like, I don't even have time to like, you know, push the button and like talk to you about like what I did to save your life there, because you're just an idiot. Like, you were going to die. You couldn't move. Their Reinhardt got rezzed. He was invincible. He would have just killed you before you could have ever hit him. But like shit like that happened, and then I still take like gold in the game. It's just, but you get that like the whole time on your way up, and people are like, oh, you're always gonna like you lose or something like that, or you're like halfway through a match, something didn't work out. Oh, you're gonna be at this level forever. I'm like, actually, I climbed 200 points.
I was never at this level before this. It's
never been at this level.
This is a random occurrence.
Yeah, this is like really new to me. I've already climbed 200 today. This might be a match that I lose. I don't know, but the way that it's going, I might climb some more. So I don't know, guys. Like, you might be here forever. And it's just,
all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Is this the first episode of the talk show?
We're calling it the first.
We're calling. Yeah. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this. We're calling it the first episode of the talk show.
Wait, let me play a little something for us to go out on. You ready?
Oh, yes, please. Alvin is going to play us off with his ukulele tune called Vin's Day.
All right, that's about all you get because I haven't really learned anything more. I've learned about 10 chords or so, but I can't really do anything yet. So that was it. That was it
I
for
used
you.
to have
Thank
a
you.
ukulele. Someone stepped on it and broke it, and it made me very sad. But,
Yeah, I'm hoping that
hey,
doesn't happen with mine.
thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for cheering that one guy.
That is, we are holding
and-
those.
And if you have any comments, questions, what do you like about this year of Overwatch? What do you want to see us talk about in the future? Leave it in the somewhere. Leave it in the ether. Send it to us. Find a way to tell us. You can find me on @DanEstrada Gaming.
Yeah, you changed that shit. You didn't even say anything. Yeah, you lucky I was on the ball. You lucky I was all over it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have texted you about that because like my buddy was like, "Why do you call it comedy? You really just talk about gaming." And I was like, "That's a good point."
I mean, I like
should
the
just switch it to
comedy, but you know.
I liked it both ways. I think gaming works better for the topics.
Yeah.
But this guy wants us to talk about Overwatch Rule 34. Let's appease him before we go. Yeah, you watch any of that Overwatch porn?
No.
No, I didn't even know what he was talking about. So
sorry, guy. We tried to appease you with your Overwatch Rule 34. I did my best. I've only seen it in pop-up ads on the porn sites where it's like, "You'll never believe this game," and it's like, I will believe it, but why is Tracer fucking Widowmaker? It's weird, and I just want to watch regular porn, please.
Oh,
Really?
I thought that sounded like a Star Wars type of situation. I'm like Overwatch Rule 34, like
Execute Rule
Yeah,
30. No, Rule 34 of the internet is that if it exists, there are porn versions of it.
Oh, well,
It's just what it is. Anyway, on that note, let's get out of here. Great episodes. See you guys later, internet.
hey guys, it's been fun. I'm sorry you had to deal with
Cut.
Dave's childishness because he's like a fucking creeper and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Is it creeper?
Dave, the D.
Were you still saying? You were still saying?
Alvin!
Still saying that?
He's a creeper.